Hey there, and welcome to HisTime365. I'm so glad you're here for day 17 of our 365-day journey through the Bible. Today we'll look at Exodus 1 through 5, and I'll walk you through what happens, what it means, and why it matters. I'll share a summary and some insights to help you see the big picture and connect with the heart of the scripture. During your quiet time, I encourage you to read today's lesson in a Bible translation that speaks to you best. Now, grab a quiet moment, take a deep breath, and let's spend a few minutes giving God His time. The birth of a deliverer, Moses and his mission. Have you ever felt like you were meant for something bigger? In the opening chapters of Exodus, we see God preparing a leader to confront injustice and lead his people out of bondage. This powerful story is not only about Moses, but also about faith, courage, and divine purpose. The book of Exodus begins with the Israelites in Egypt, where they have multiplied greatly. However, their growing numbers alarm the new Pharaoh, who does not remember Joseph and his contributions. Fearing that the Israelites might ally with Egypt's enemies, Pharaoh decides to oppress them with hard labor. He places taskmasters over them, forcing them to build cities, supply bricks, and work endlessly. Despite this, the Israelites continue to grow stronger, which only intensifies Pharaoh's fear. In a cruel twist, Pharaoh orders that every Hebrew boy born must be thrown into the river. Amidst this horrific decree, a Levite woman gives birth to a son and hides him for 3 months. When she can no longer conceal him, she weaves a basket of bulrushes, coats it with slime and pitch, and places her baby inside. She sets the basket among the reeds by the riverbank, trusting God to protect her child. Pharaoh's daughter finds the baby and, moved by compassion, decides to raise him as her own. She names him Moses, meaning drawn out of the water. Exodus 2:10. As Moses grows up, he becomes aware of the suffering of his people. One day, he witnesses an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave. In a moment of anger, Moses intervenes and kills the Egyptian. Fearing the consequences, he flees to Midian, where he spends many years as a shepherd. This period in Moses' life teaches him humility, patience, and reliance on God. While tending his flock, Moses encounters a burning bush on Mount Horeb. The bush is not consumed by the fire, a sign of God's presence. When Moses approaches, God calls to him, instructing him to remove his sandals as he is standing on holy ground. Exodus 3:5. God reveals his plan to Moses. He has heard the cries of his people and intends to deliver them from Egypt. He chooses Moses as the one to lead this mission. Moses, however, is hesitant. He expresses doubt about his abilities and fears that the Israelites won't believe him. God reassures him, providing signs to perform that will show his power. He turns Moses' staff into a serpent and back again, and even causes Moses' hand to become leprous and then healed. Exodus 4:6-7. God assures Moses that he will be with him, giving him the words to speak. Despite God's encouragement, Moses continues to hesitate. He pleads, "Oh, my Lord, I am not eloquent," expressing his lack of confidence in speaking. God responds, reminding him that he is the creator of the mouth and can make anyone speak. He also appoints Moses' brother Aaron to help him communicate. Finally, Moses accepts his calling and returns to Egypt, armed with God's promises and signs. He reunites with Aaron, and together they prepare to confront Pharaoh and demand freedom for the Israelites. As we reflect on these chapters, we see timeless themes that still apply to our lives today. Just like the Israelites, we may find ourselves in situations that feel oppressive. whether in our jobs, family dynamics, or even personal struggles. When work feels overwhelming, or when family responsibilities seem burdensome, it's essential to remember that God sees our pain and has a purpose for our lives. Consider the story of a mother juggling a demanding job while caring for her children. Like Moses' mother, she might feel the weight of responsibility and fear for her family's future. In those moments, she can trust that God is with her, guiding her steps just as he guided Moses. Similarly, think about someone facing a tough financial situation. They might feel trapped, much like the Israelites under Pharaoh's harsh rule. Yet God can provide a way out, often through unexpected means or opportunities, just as he orchestrated Moses' deliverance of the Israelites. In our digital lives, we might feel overwhelmed by the noise and distractions, similar to the burdens placed on the Israelites. Here, we're reminded to seek God's presence in the midst of chaos, allowing him to lead us through the fire, as he did with the burning bush. The courage of Moses, though initially hesitant, serves as a reminder that God equips those he calls. Each of us can face our fears and uncertainties, trusting that God's purpose for our lives is far greater than our doubts. Remember, God has a purpose for your life, even when you feel unqualified. How can you identify areas in your life where you feel oppressed or overwhelmed? What steps can you take to respond to God's calling, even when you feel unprepared? In what ways can you support others who might feel like they are in bondage, similar to the Israelites? Thanks so much for joining me today for HisTime365. Remember, today's reading is Exodus 1 through 5, so be sure to spend some time with those verses during your quiet time. Tomorrow, we'll be diving into Exodus 6 through 9, so feel free to read ahead if you'd like to prepare. If you enjoyed this time together, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so that you never miss a day on this journey. I'll see you back right here tomorrow for day 18. Until then, stay encouraged, and thank you for giving God his time today.